Picture this. The first light of dawn creeps over the horizon, a sunrise piercing the fog that clings to the earth like a heavy shroud. You stand at the edge of a new day, yet the weight of yesterday's shadows lingers in your chest. Before your feet even touch the ground, doubt whispers in your ear. What's the point? You failed before. You'll fail again. But what if you could silence that voice? What if, in these fragile morning moments, you could forge a shield of strength with the words you speak to yourself? Welcome to the journey of 20. Powerful things to tell yourself every morning. In this first step, awakening the inner voice, we uncover the raw, transformative power of morning self-talk, a ritual to combat self-doubt and set an unshakable tone for the day. You have the chance right now to rise above the haze. Will you seize it? Let's ignite that fire within you as the sunrise burns away the fog, revealing the path you were always meant to walk. Imagine waking up on a gray, quiet morning, your eyes open, but your heart feels heavy, tethered to the ground by the failures of yesterday. Maybe it was a conversation that went wrong, harsh words you can't take back, or a goal you didn't reach, a deadline you missed by a hair. You lie there staring at the ceiling, feeling stuck before the day even begins. The inner critic is already awake, hissing, "You're not enough. Why even try?" This isn't just a story. It's a battle many of us fight in those first fragile minutes of consciousness. I've been there too, tangled in the wreckage of past missteps, wondering if today will just be another rerun of defeat. But let me take you deeper into this moment. Picture yourself as Sarah, a single parent juggling a demanding job and endless responsibilities. Last night, you snapped at your child over a spilled glass of juice, exhaustion fraying your patience. The guilt gnaws at you as you wake, and the thought of facing another chaotic day feels like scaling a mountain with no summit in sight. You're paralyzed, not by the tasks ahead, but by the voice that says, "You're failing at everything." The fog of self-doubt is thick, obscuring any hope of a brighter start. Yet here's where the shift begins. What if, instead of surrendering to that voice, you spoke back? Sarah did. She dragged herself to the mirror, looked into her tired eyes, and whispered, "Today, I choose to be kind to myself and others. I'm learning, and that's enough." Those words weren't magic, but they were a spark, like a sunrise piercing the fog. They cut through the haze of guilt. She didn't erase yesterday, but she refused to let it define today. By the time she poured her child cereal, her shoulders felt lighter. The lesson here, tied to the dawn's relentless rise, is clear. Your morning words are a blade to carve through doubt. They don't erase the past, but they shape the now. You have that power. Will you wield it? Now, let's step into another morning, one where fear looms larger than failure itself. You wake up with a knot in your stomach, knowing today you face a work project that feels like a towering cliff. Perhaps it's a presentation you've been dreading, or a complex task you've never tackled before. The fear of not being good enough grips you before you've even brushed your teeth. You're not just worried about messing up, you're terrified of being exposed as a fraud. This is where Mark's story comes in, a man who knows this paralyzing dread all too well. Mark, a mid-level manager, had been handed a project that could make or break his career, leading a high-stakes pitch to secure a major client. He'd spent weeks preparing, but as the morning of the presentation arrived, he woke with his heart racing. "I'm not ready," he thought. "They'll see right through me." He sat on the edge of his bed, palms sweaty, imagining every possible disaster, stumbling over words, blanking on data, losing the client. The fog of fear was suffocating, blocking out any chance of confidence. He felt small, unworthy, and utterly stuck. But Mark made a choice. Before stepping into the chaos of the day, he paused. He stood by his window, watching the first rays of light break through the morning mist, and told himself, "I've prepared. I'm capable. I'll give this everything I've got." It wasn't a grand speech, just a quiet vow, like a sunrise piercing the fog. Those words didn't erase his nerves, but they shifted his focus. They reminded him of his strength, not his flaws. Hours later, standing in that boardroom, he wasn't flawless, but he was steady. The client was impressed, not by perfection, but by his resolve. The takeaway shines bright. Your morning self-talk isn't about pretending to be fearless. It's about choosing to stand tall despite the fear. You can do this. Will you speak that truth into existence? Let's pause and reflect on why these morning moments matter so much. Think of the sunrise piercing the fog, a daily miracle that doesn't ask for permission to shine. It simply rises, cutting through the haze, illuminating what was hidden. Your inner voice can do the same, but only if you summon it. Every morning, you stand at a crossroads. Will you let doubt cloud your vision, or will you burn through it with words of strength? How often have you let the fog of self-criticism blind you to your own potential? How many days have you lost to whispers of not enough before you even began? The truth is this: the first thoughts you feed yourself are the foundation of your day. They're the roots that anchor you when storms hit. If you wake and tell yourself, "I'm already behind," you've built a cage before stepping outside. But if you declare, "I'm ready to face whatever comes," you've forged a key to freedom. Morning self-talk isn't just chatter. It's a ritual of defiance against the weight of doubt. Like a river carving through stone, your words shape your mindset, slowly but surely. They don't need to be loud or poetic. They just need to be yours. Think of them as embers you blow into flame each dawn. You're not starting from nothing each day. You're building on every sunrise that came before. So, what will you say to yourself tomorrow? Will you let the fog linger, or will you rise with the light? Dive deeper with me. Imagine standing before a mirror each morning, not just to see your reflection, but to confront the mind behind it. That mirror doesn't lie. It shows the weariness, the worry, the unspoken fears, but it also shows the fighter within, waiting to be called forth. Morning self-talk is your chance to speak to that fighter, to drown out the critic who's always too quick to judge. Why do we so easily believe the worst about ourselves? Why do we let the fog of doubt settle in before we've even taken a step? Here's a timeless truth. Your mind is a battlefield, and the first skirmish happens at dawn. Self-doubt isn't just a passing thought. It's a thief that steals your momentum if you let it linger. But words, your words, can be a shield. They can be a lighthouse cutting through the murk, guiding you back to shore. When you tell yourself, "I am stronger than my mistakes," you're not ignoring reality, you're reframing it. You're reminding yourself that pain and failure are not endpoints. They're raw materials to build something greater. Like a sunrise piercing the fog, your affirmations reveal what doubt obscures: your resilience, your worth, your capacity to grow. You don't need permission to believe in yourself. You just need to speak it. So, what will you tell that reflection tomorrow? Will you let doubt paint the picture, or will you draw the lines of courage? Now let's turn philosophy into action. You've felt the weight of doubt at dawn, and you've seen how words can pierce that fog. But how do you make this real? How do you turn morning self-talk into a habit that holds you steady? It's simpler than you think, but it demands intention. Start with this. Carve out 5 minutes each morning, before the rush, before the noise. Stand somewhere quiet, maybe by a window where you can see the day breaking. Close your eyes if you need to, and breathe. Then, speak one truth to yourself out loud. It could be, "I am enough for today's challenges," or "I choose to move forward, no matter what." Say it with conviction. Even if you don't fully feel it yet, the sound of your own voice is powerful. It makes the words real. Write down this affirmation if speaking feels awkward at first. Keep a small notebook by your bed and jot down one thing you'll tell yourself each morning. Read it aloud before you start your day. This isn't about perfection. It's about planting a seed. If doubt creeps in, and it will, pause. Ask yourself, what's one reason I can keep going today? Answer it, even if the reason feels small. These steps aren't grand, but they're bricks in a wall against self-doubt. Like the sunrise that doesn't falter, your consistency will cut through the haze. Start tomorrow. Speak your strength. Watch how it shifts the tone of your day. Here's another tool to wield each morning, especially when fear looms large like a daunting project or an uncertain day. Before you dive into the chaos, anchor yourself with a ritual to face that first fear. Sit down with a cup of coffee or tea, or even just a glass of water, and take a moment to name the thing that scares you most about today. Is it a meeting? A tough conversation? A task that feels too big? Write it down or say it quietly to yourself. Then counter it with a statement of intent. Tell yourself, I don't have to be perfect, I just have to show up. Or, I've faced hard things before, and I'll face this too. This isn't about ignoring fear, it's about staring it down. When you name the beast, it loses some of its power. When you follow with a declaration of strength, you reclaim control. Make this a daily practice, especially on mornings when doubt feels like a tidal wave. Pair it with a physical action. Stand tall, shoulders back. As you speak these words, let your body echo your mind's resolve, like a sunrise piercing the fog. This ritual clears the way for clarity. You're not pretending the challenges aren't real. You're choosing to rise above them. Try it tomorrow. Name the fear. Speak your strength. Step into the day with purpose. As we close this first chapter of 20 powerful things to tell yourself every morning, let's stand together in the light of what we've uncovered. Awakening the inner voice isn't just a concept, it's a call to action. You've seen how the weight of yesterday can pin you down before the day begins, and how the fear of not being enough can freeze you in your tracks. But you've also witnessed the power of morning self-talk, a force like a sunrise piercing the fog, cutting through doubt to reveal your strength. The key lesson is this: the words you speak to yourself at dawn are not just thoughts, they are the foundation of your day, the spark that sets the tone for every step you take. You don't need to be flawless, you just need to be intentional. We've only begun to explore the affirmations that can transform your mornings, but this first step is yours to claim. As the sun rises tomorrow, rise with it. Speak to yourself with purpose, with defiance, with belief. Let your inner voice be the light that burns away the haze. And as we move forward, prepare to dive deeper into the specific words, the powerful mantras that will become your daily armor. For now, hold this truth close and let it echo through your first moments of each day. I rise with the dawn. My voice clears the way. You stand at the base of a towering mountain, the trail stretching upward into the dawn's pale light. The air is crisp, biting at your skin, and the path ahead is steep, uneven, a silent challenge to your resolve. Can you feel it? The weight of the journey? The whisper of doubt asking if you're ready to climb? This is where your morning begins, not with the sun's first rays, but with the words you speak to yourself, the affirmations that carve courage into your bones. In this section of 20 powerful things to tell yourself every morning, we embark on climbing the first slope, focusing on the first 5 affirmations to build courage and purpose. These are your first steps, your initial ascent up the rugged trail of self-belief. You are not just waking up, you are rising to claim your strength. Let's lace up your boots, grip the earth beneath you, and speak the words that will propel you forward. The mountain waits, and so does your potential. Are you ready to take the first step? Picture yourself as a student, hunched over a desk in the dim glow of a late-night lamp. Textbooks are strewn around you, pages marked with frantic notes, and a crucial exam looms just days away. Your heart races, not with excitement, but with a gnawing fear of failure. What if you forget everything? What if all this effort crumbles to nothing? The weight of expectation, your own, your family's, your future's, feels like a boulder pressing down on your chest. You've studied for weeks, but doubt is a relentless shadow, whispering that you're not enough. You stare at the clock, minutes slipping away, and wonder if you should just give up now. But in that moment, you pause, you breathe, You remember the mountain trail underfoot, the first slope you must climb. You whisper to yourself the first affirmation, I am capable of more than I realize. The words feel fragile at first, like a flicker of light in a storm, but you repeat them. They steady you. You think of the trail, each step, no matter how small, moves you higher. You don't need to conquer the entire mountain tonight. You just need to take the next step. So you pick up your pen, turn the page, and tackle one more problem, then another. The anxiety doesn't vanish, but it no longer owns you. You're climbing. By the morning of the exam, you've spoken the second affirmation, I choose courage over fear. You've reminded yourself with the third, I am prepared for this challenge. The fourth echoes in your mind, I trust my effort to carry me forward. And the fifth, a quiet roar, I will rise above my doubts. These words are your footholds on the trail. You walk into the exam room, not as a victim of fear, but as a climber who knows the slope is steep but surmountable. The lesson here, tied to the mountain underfoot, is clear. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's the decision to step forward despite it. You've learned that each morning affirmation is a stone laid on your path, building the way to your summit. Now imagine yourself as a parent, standing in the kitchen at dawn, the house still quiet but already brimming with the day's demands. You've got a job to rush to, children to feed and shuttle to school, and a personal goal, a dream of starting a small business or finishing a degree that feels like a distant mirage. Last night, you stayed up late sketching plans, but guilt crept in. Were you neglecting your family? This morning, as you pour cereal into bowls, inadequacy gnaws at you. You're torn between nurturing your loved ones and pursuing the fire within. The weight of it all feels like a mountain you're not strong enough to climb. Yet, Tara, you stop. You stand still amidst the chaos and speak the first affirmation, I am capable of more than I realize. You let it sink in, a reminder that you've juggled impossible days before and emerged stronger. You visualize the mountain trail underfoot, the first slope demanding grit but promising a view worth the struggle. You whisper the second, I choose courage over fear, acknowledging the fear of failing your family or yourself, but choosing to push forward anyway. The third affirmation steadies you. I am prepared for this challenge. As you recall the small victories, saving a little money for your dream, teaching your child a new skill. The fourth, I trust my effort to carry me forward, reminds you that every late night, every early morning is a step up the trail. And the fifth, I will rise above my doubts, becomes your battle cry as you resolve to carve out 30 minutes today for your goal, no matter what. That day, you don't just survive, you climb. You drop the kids off, excel at work, and steal a moment to draft a business idea. The lesson, rooted in the mountain metaphor, shines through. Purpose isn't found in perfection, but in persistent steps. Each morning, affirmation becomes a marker on your trail, guiding you up the first slope toward a life where family and personal dreams don't compete. They coexist. You're learning that balance isn't a destination. It's a climb you choose every day. Let's pause on this trail and reflect. The mountain looms large, its peak hidden in the clouds, and the first slope feels like a test of your very soul. Why does it matter so much to speak these affirmations? I am capable of more than I realize. I choose courage over fear each morning because the first step sets the rhythm of your ascent. It's not just about moving your feet, it's about moving your mind. Think of your spirit as a river cutting through stone, not with a single rush, but with relentless flow. Every word you tell yourself at dawn is a current, shaping the bedrock of your belief. Have you ever noticed how the hardest battles are fought before you even leave your bed? Doubt, fear, inertia, they're the gravel on your path, threatening to trip you before you begin. But here's the truth. The mountain trail underfoot doesn't care about your past stumbles. It only asks, will you step forward now? That first affirmation, I am capable of more than I realize, is your hammer striking the stone, proving you're stronger than the obstacles in your way. Each of the first 5 affirmations is a tool, forging your resolve like iron in a blacksmith's fire. You're not just climbing a slope, you're crafting a version of yourself that endures. So ask yourself this: what would happen if you spoke these words not as a wish, but as a vow? The trail waits for your answer, and every morning is your chance to reply with action. Stand still for a moment on this rugged path and feel the wind whip around you. The first slope of your morning mountain is not just a physical climb, it's a journey inward. Courage, the heartbeat of affirmations like, "I choose courage over fear," is your compass when the trail twists and the fog of doubt obscures your way. It's not a loud, reckless bravery, but a quiet, steady flame that burns even when your hands tremble. Why do we fear the climb so much? Is it the steepness of the slope, or the stories we tell ourselves about falling? You've felt it, that moment when anxiety or inadequacy threatens to push you backward. But courage isn't about ignoring the fear. It's about staring into its eyes and stepping forward anyway. Picture the mountain trail underfoot as a forge, each step heating and shaping you. When you affirm, "I am prepared for this challenge," you're not pretending the path is easy. You're claiming your right to face it. When you declare, "I will rise above my doubts," you're planting a flag on the slope, marking your refusal to retreat. Courage becomes the wind at your back, not because it erases the storm, but because it reminds you that storms pass and you remain. Reflect on this. How many times have you turned back? Not because the trail was too hard, but because you didn't trust your own strength. Let these morning words be your anchor, tethering you to the truth that you were built to climb. Now, let's equip you with a clear map for this first slope. Building courage and purpose starts with how you speak to yourself at dawn. These first 5 affirmations: "I am capable of more than I realize," "I choose courage over fear," "I am prepared for this challenge," "I trust my effort to carry me forward," and "I will rise above my doubts," are not just words, they're weapons against doubt. Here's how to wield them. First, carve out 5 minutes each morning before the world demands your attention. Stand before a mirror or sit in silence and speak each affirmation aloud. Don't rush. Let the weight of "I am capable of more than I realize" settle into your chest. Feel the defiance in "I choose courage over fear" as you face the day's uncertainties. Second, write them down. Keep a small notebook or a note on your phone and jot these affirmations where you'll see them: on your desk, by your bed. When anxiety or inadequacy creeps in, glance at "I am prepared for this challenge" as a reminder of your readiness. Finally, tie each affirmation to a specific action. After saying, "I trust my effort to carry me forward," commit to one small step: a study session, a conversation, a moment for your dream. These words aren't magic, they're momentum. Use them to push you up the mountain trail underfoot, step by deliberate step. Your morning is your foundation. Build it with intention. As you climb this first slope, obstacles will rise like jagged rocks on the trail. Doubt will whisper, fear will tug at your heels, and the weight of your responsibilities might slow your pace. Here's how to face them with the power of your affirmations. When anxiety strikes, as it did for the student facing an exam, pause and breathe. Repeat, "I will rise above my doubts," and visualize yourself stepping over that rock on the mountain path. Picture the summit, even if it's far, and remind yourself that every climb starts with overcoming the first barrier. Then, act. Tackle one task, no matter how small, to prove to yourself you're moving. If you're balancing dreams and duties, like the parent in our story, and guilt or inadequacy clouds your mind, anchor yourself with "I am capable of more than I realize." Write down one reason you believe in your goal, and one way you've already shown strength for your family. Then carve out a tiny window, 10 minutes even, to nurture your purpose. The mountain trail underfoot teaches us that progress isn't all or nothing. It's one foothold at a time. When fear or frustration looms, ask yourself, am I one step from breaking through? Let these affirmations be your rope. pulling you up when the slope feels too steep. You've got the tools. Use them to keep climbing. As we rest on this first slope, take a moment to look back at the ground you've covered. You've faced the raw edge of doubt with the student battling exam anxiety, and you've wrestled with the pull of competing priorities alongside the parent seeking balance. Through the first 5 affirmations, I am capable of more than I realize. I choose courage over fear. I am prepared for this challenge. I trust my effort to carry me forward, and I will rise above my doubts. You've laid the foundation of courage and purpose. The mountain trail underfoot has shown you that the climb isn't about speed, it's about resolve. Each morning, these words are your first steps, your declaration that you will not be turned back by the steepness of the path. The key lesson, part takeaway, echoes in every affirmation. Your power begins with what you tell yourself at dawn. Now to catch your breath, the trail stretches onward and steeper slopes await. In the next section, we'll venture higher, uncovering more affirmations to fuel your ascent. But for today, stand firm on this ground you've claimed. Speak your truth. Let the mountain know you're here to conquer it. Step boldly. Your summit is calling. Picture this. A blacksmith stands before a roaring forge, hammer raised high, the air thick with the scent of molten iron. Each strike against the glowing metal sends sparks flying, a testament to raw power and unyielding intent. That's you, right now. You are the blacksmith of your own destiny, and life's challenges are the iron you must shape. Every morning, as the world stirs awake, you have the chance to forge an unbreakable will, a resolve so fierce that no storm can shatter it, no doubt can dent it. Within the journey of 20 powerful things to tell yourself every morning, we now delve into affirmations 6 through 10, words that anchor your resilience and ignite self-belief against the harsh winds of external challenges. These are not mere phrases, they are the hammer in your grip, the fire in your core. Are you ready to strike, to mold your spirit into something indomitable? Step into the forge. Let's craft a strength that endures. Imagine yourself as an artist, brush in hand, standing before a canvas that holds your heart's deepest expression. You've poured months into this piece, every stroke a whisper of your soul. You unveil it at a gallery, expecting awe, but instead, sharp words cut through the air. Derivative, unoriginal, amateur. Each critique is a jagged stone flung at your spirit, and doubt creeps in like a shadow. You stare at your work late into the night, questioning your talent, your worth. The temptation to abandon your craft gnaws at you. Why create if the world only sees flaws? Your hands tremble as you consider packing away your paints for good. But then, in the quiet of that sleepless hour, you remember the blacksmith's hammer. You are not just an artist. You are a forger of your own strength. You whisper to yourself, I am resilient. Criticism does not define me, it sharpens me. You rise not with arrogance, but with quiet defiance. You return to the canvas, not to erase, but to refine. You study the feedback, sifting for truth amidst the noise, and you paint again, bolder, wiser. Each brushstroke is a strike of the hammer, shaping your skill, hardening your resolve. The world's harsh words become the heat of the forge, tempering your spirit rather than breaking it. The lesson burns bright. Resilience is not the absence of pain, it's the choice to keep creating through it. Like iron under the hammer, you bend but do not break. You emerge stronger. Your art a testament to a will that refused to shatter. Tell yourself each morning, I am forged by challenge. I will not crumble. Let that truth be the spark that reignites your fire, no matter how fierce the criticism. Now, see yourself as a professional. Years of dedication etched into late nights and early mornings. You've climbed the ranks, poured your energy into every project, and believed a promotion was within reach. The announcement day arrives, and your name is not called. Someone else takes the role you fought for. Colleagues offer hollow sympathies, but inside, rejection stings like a cold blade. You question your value. Were you not enough? Did your efforts mean nothing? The urge to retreat, to settle for less, looms large. Why keep pushing when the reward slips through your fingers? Yet in that moment of bitter silence, you feel the weight of the blacksmith's hammer in your grasp. You are not defeated, you are being shaped. You breathe deep and affirm, I am worthy. Setbacks are my stepping stones. Instead of shrinking, you stand taller. You seek feedback, not as judgment, but as fuel. You analyze your work, spotting gaps you hadn't seen before, and commit to growth. Each rejection becomes a strike on the anvil, honing your skills, toughening your resolve. You don't sulk, you strategize. You don't quit, you advance. The truth sears into you. External validation is not your foundation. Your belief in yourself is like iron glowing under relentless blows. You transform pain into power. Every morning, remind yourself, I am unbreakable. Rejection only refines me. Let that affirmation be the rhythm of your hammer, striking away doubt until all that remains is unshakable will. Your next opportunity is not a gift from others. It's a creation of your own forging. Let's step back and gaze into the heart of the forge. Life is not a gentle stream. It's a furnace of trials, criticism, rejection, failure. They are not punishments, but the heat that tempers your spirit. How often have you flinched at the first burn, mistaking it for destruction? How many times have you dropped the hammer, fearing the weight of the next strike? Understand this. Resilience is not born in comfort. It's crafted in the blistering moments when you want to surrender but choose to stand. You are the iron, and every challenge is a blow that shapes you into something greater. Think of the blacksmith's art. A raw lump of metal holds no beauty until it endures the fire, until the hammer falls again and again. So too with your will. When the world doubts you, when doors slam shut, that's your forge roaring to life. Affirm to yourself, I am stronger than my struggles. Let that truth sink deep. Your self-belief is not a fragile thing to be shattered by opinion or setback. It's a blade to be sharpened by them. You don't avoid the heat, you embrace it. You don't fear the strike, you wield it. Each morning, as you face the day, see yourself not as a victim of circumstance, but as a craftsman of your own unbreakable spirit. Pause and listen to the rhythm of the hammer. Steady, relentless, purposeful. That's the beat of your resilience, the pulse of your self-belief. External challenges are not walls to stop you. They are anvils to test you. Have you ever considered how much power lies in your response? The artist's critique, the professional's rejection. They are mere echoes unless you let them define you. You hold the hammer. You decide whether to strike or to stall. Picture a towering oak, roots deep in storm-battered soil. It doesn't curse the wind, it grows stronger against it. So must you. When doubt whispers, counter it with, I am enough, my worth is mine to forge. When failure looms, declare, I am persistent. Every fall teaches me to rise. These affirmations are your strikes, each one molding your will into something fiercer. The rhythm isn't rushed, it's deliberate. Resilience isn't built in a day. It's hammered out through countless mornings of choosing belief over despair. Let that steady beat guide you. You are not at the mercy of the world's judgment. You are the master of your own transformation. When the weight of external challenges bears down, don't falter, act. First, anchor yourself each morning with a ritual of affirmation. Stand before a mirror, look into your own eyes, and speak with conviction. I am unyielding. Challenges shape me, not break me. Repeat it until it's not just word, but a fire in your chest. This takes mere minutes, but it sets the tone for your day. A reminder that you are the blacksmith, not the iron. Next, when criticism or rejection strikes, pause before reacting. Don't let emotions swing the hammer wildly. Write down the feedback or the setback in a notebook. Ask yourself, what can I learn here? How can this forge me stronger? Break it into one actionable step, whether it's refining a skill, seeking mentorship, or adjusting your approach. Then act on it that very day, even if it's small. This isn't about proving others wrong. It's about proving to yourself that you endure. Each step is a strike on the anvil, shaping your resilience. Keep that notebook close. Let it be a record of how far you've come, a map of the iron you've forged into steel. Resilience needs fuel, and self-belief needs tending. Build a habit of reflection to keep your inner fire burning. Each evening, carve out 5 minutes to ask, what challenged me today, and how did I respond? Write one sentence of affirmation tied to it, like, I faced doubt today, and I am still standing. This isn't self-praise, it's self-recognition. It's stoking the forge so that tomorrow's heat doesn't overwhelm you. When temptation to quit looms, counter it with a tangible reminder of your why. Carry a small token, a stone, a photo, a note that represents your purpose. For the artist, it might be a sketch from a proud moment. For the professional, a memento of a past triumph. Grip it in tough moments and affirm, I am driven. My purpose outlasts my pain. This anchors you, turning abstract resolve into something you can hold. These steps aren't grand. They're the quiet sparks that keep your forge alive. Use them. Shape your will with intention, morning by morning. As the embers of this forge glow, let's hammer down the truth. Your unbreakable will is not a gift. It's a creation. Through the artist's sting of criticism and the professional's ache of rejection, you've seen how resilience and self-belief are forged in the heat of challenge. Affirmations 6 through 10 are your tools. Words like, I am resilient, I am worthy, and I am enough are strikes that shape your spirit against the anvil of life's trials. The key lesson rings clear. External challenges do not define you. Your response to them does. You are the blacksmith, and every morning is a chance to wield your hammer, to mold pain into power, doubt into determination. Stand firm as we prepare to journey deeper in the next section, where new affirmations will light the path ahead. For now, carry this fire with you. Let it burn away hesitation. Face each dawn with the strength of iron forged by your own hand. Strike true. Your will is unbreakable. Picture a river, relentless and patient, carving its way through the earth. Over time, it takes jagged stones, rough, unyielding, sharp with defiance, and transforms them into smooth, polished treasures. That river is within you. Every morning, as the world awakens with its chaos and noise, you have the power to refine your soul's edge, to smooth the rough patches of doubt and distraction. In this journey of 20 powerful things to tell yourself every morning, we dive into affirmations 11 through 15, words that anchor your focus and cultivate a quiet, unshakable peace amidst the storm of life's demands. You are not just surviving the current, you are shaping your essence with every choice, every thought. How often do you let the world's clamor drown your inner voice? Today, let's reclaim that stillness. Let's polish the soul's edge together and uncover the strength that lies beneath the surface. Imagine yourself as a freelancer, your laptop glowing in the dim light of early morning. You've got dreams bigger than the screen in front of you, projects that could change your life, a vision of freedom that fuels your late nights. But as soon as you start, the notifications flood in. Ping, buzz, a client's urgent email, a social media alert, a news headline screaming for attention. Your focus shatters like glass under a hammer. Minutes turn to hours, and by midday, you've scrolled through endless feeds but haven't touched the work that matters. The weight of lost time presses on your chest. You feel like a ship caught in a tempest, tossed by every wave of distraction, drifting further from your destination. But here's where the river within you begins to flow. You pause, you breathe, you remember the affirmations that ground you. I control my focus. I am undeterred by noise. My purpose is my compass. You silence the notifications, not just on your device, but in your mind. You set a timer, 30 minutes of pure, uninterrupted creation. The world fades. Your fingers move with intention, crafting something real, something yours. Slowly, the jagged edges of frustration smooth out. You realize that focus isn't about blocking the world. It's about choosing what deserves your energy. Like the river wearing down stone, each small act of discipline shapes you into something stronger, clearer. The lesson here is tied to the river's patient work. Inner peace isn't found by escaping distractions, but by mastering them. You don't need a silent retreat or a perfect environment. You need the will to say, not now, to the noise, and yes, now, to your purpose. That freelancer in you learns to navigate the storm, not by avoiding it, but by steering through it with a steady hand. The takeaway is clear. Your focus is a tool you wield, not a gift you wait for. Now picture yourself standing at a crossroads, the air thick with voices that aren't your own. Society's expectations loom like towering shadows. Be this, achieve that, look a certain way, earn a certain title. You're in your 30s, maybe 40s, and the checklist of shoulds feels endless. A stable career, a perfect family, a flawless image. Everyone seems to have it figured out, or so their curated lives suggest. You scroll through polished profiles and feel the sting of comparison. Your path, messy and uncertain, seems inadequate. You question your worth. Are you enough? Have you fallen behind? The noise of judgment, both external and internal, cuts like a jagged stone against your spirit. Yet in this moment of doubt, the river of your affirmations begins to flow. You whisper to yourself, I define my worth. I release the weight of others' gaze. My journey is mine alone. You step back from the mirror of expectation and look inward. What do you truly want? Not what the world demands, but what sets your soul alight. You start small, journaling your own goals, not society's. You unfollow accounts that fuel envy and surround yourself with voices that inspire rather than judge. With each choice, the sharp edges of self-doubt begin to wear away. You realize that peace isn't about meeting every expectation. It's about choosing which ones matter to you. The river's lesson shines here. You are not a stone to be carved by others' hands. You are the current, shaping your own form over time. Society's expectations are just noise, a distraction from your unique path. The takeaway resonates. Inner peace blooms when you release the burden of comparison and embrace the beauty of your own unfolding. Let's sit by the river for a moment and reflect. Distractions are not just the pings of a phone or the chatter of a crowd. They are the internal storms, doubt, comparison, fear of failure, that pull you from your center. How often do you let these currents sweep you away? How many mornings have you woken with purpose, only to drown in the noise by noon? The affirmations we speak each day, numbers 11 through 15, are not mere words. They are anchors. I am present. I choose clarity. I am unshaken by chaos. These are the currents that smooth your soul's jagged edges, that refine your focus until it cuts through distraction like a blade through mist. Think of your mind as a riverbed, littered with rough stones of worry and indecision. Life's demands rush over you, unrelenting, but they are not your enemy. They are your teachers. Each time you choose focus over frenzy, each time you affirm your inner peace, you polish those stones into something beautiful. You don't need to fight the current, you need to guide it. Let the noise come, let the expectations roar, but stand firm in your truth. You are enough, right here, right now. The river doesn't rush to its destination, it flows with purpose. So must you. Consider another image, your soul as a blade, forged in the heat of life's challenges. Distractions and expectations are the hammer blows, striking hard, threatening to shatter you. But affirmations 11 through 15 are the cooling waters, the stillness that tempers the steel. I am calm amidst the storm. I release what I cannot control. My peace is my power. These words are not passive. They are active forces, shaping you into something unbreakable. Have you ever noticed how the loudest voices in your life whether from others or your own fears, lose their power when you stand still and breathe? Stillness is not surrender, it is strategy. It is the pause before the strike, the quiet before the creation. When the world screams for your attention, when societal pressures demand your conformity, you have the power to step back and say, I choose my own fire. That choice, repeated each morning through your affirmations, hones your edge. It transforms chaos into clarity, like a river smoothing stone or a forge tempering steel. Your daily practice of focus and peace crafts you into a force of nature. You are not at the mercy of life's noise. You are its master. Let's get practical. Distractions will always be there. Emails, notifications, the endless scroll of comparison. But you can build a fortress of focus starting today. First, each morning, after speaking your affirmations like, I control my focus, take 5 minutes to set your intention. Write down one task that matters most. Not 10, not 5, just one. Let it be your anchor for the day. When the notifications come, glance at that written goal. Let it pull you back to shore. Second, create a ritual of silence. Turn off your devices for the first hour of your day. No emails, no social media, no news. Use that time to breathe, to journal, to remind yourself of affirmation. 12. I am undeterred by noise. This isn't about avoiding the world. It's about starting your day on your terms. When the noise creeps in later, you'll feel the difference. A quiet strength, a polished edge that cuts through the chaos. Try it for a week. Watch how the river of your focus begins to flow stronger, smoothing away the rough patches of distraction. Inner peace amidst societal expectations starts with boundaries. Each morning, as you affirm, I define my worth. Take a moment to name one expectation you'll release today. Maybe it's the pressure to always say yes, or the need to match someone else's timeline. Write it down and let it go. Then, replace it with a personal value, something that aligns with your soul. If society demands perfection, choose progress instead. If it demands speed, choose depth. Next, build a shield against comparison. Limit your exposure to spaces that trigger doubt, be it social media or certain conversations. Curate your environment to reflect affirmation. 14. My journey is mine alone. Surround yourself with inspiration, not judgment. When the weight of shoulds creeps in, pause, ask yourself, whose voice is this? If it's not yours, well, let it drift downstream. These small acts, done daily, are the river's work, polishing your spirit, freeing you from burdens that aren't yours to carry. As we close this chapter on polishing the soul's edge, remember the river's quiet, relentless power. You've walked with a freelancer, drowning in digital noise, and emerged with the strength to choose focus over frenzy. You've stood at the crossroads of societal expectation, feeling the weight of comparison, and learned to define your worth on your own terms. Affirmations 11 through 15 are your tools. Words like, I am present, I release what I cannot control, and my peace is my power. They are the current that smooths your jagged edges, transforming distraction into clarity, chaos into calm. The key takeaway echoes through every story and reflection. Inner peace and focus are not gifts bestowed by a perfect world. They are choices you make, battles you win, every single morning. Let the river flow within you as you move forward. The world will always roar with demands, but you are stronger than its noise. Speak your affirmations, shape your path. In the next stretch of our journey, we'll explore how to ignite your courage with the remaining affirmations, building a fire that no storm can extinguish. Until then, stand firm by the river's edge and repeat this truth to yourself each dawn. I am the current. I shape my soul with every choice. You stand on a jagged cliff, the wind howling around you, the ocean roaring below. In the distance, a lighthouse pierces the storm with its unyielding beam, a solitary sentinel defying the chaos. That's you, right now. In this moment, you are that lighthouse. Life's tempests rage, decisions loom, and doubts claw at your resolve. But within you burns a light no storm can extinguish. Welcome to the final stretch of your morning ritual, where affirmations 16 through 20 become your unbreakable anchors. These are not mere words, they are the iron in your spine, the fire in your chest, as you face the dawn of transformation, in the journey of 20 powerful things to tell yourself every morning. This section, standing as your own beacon, is your call to lasting change. You've built the foundation. Now, let's ignite the action. Feel the weight of this moment. Are you ready to shine through any darkness? Picture yourself at a crossroads, the air thick with tension. You've been offered a chance, a new career, a bold move to a distant city, a project that could redefine your legacy. It's the opportunity you've whispered about in quiet moments. But now that it's real, fear coils around your heart like a serpent. What if you fail? What if you're not enough? The safe path beckons. Stay where you are. Cling to the familiar. Let someone else take the leap. Your palms sweat. Your mind races. And every instinct screams to retreat. But deep down, a flicker of ambition refuses to die. It's a voice, faint but fierce, urging you to step forward. You hesitate at this precipice, the storm of doubt battering you like waves against a rocky shore. Yet imagine yourself as that lighthouse, rooted deep into the earth, unwavering even as the tempest rages. You don't crumble, you don't turn away. Instead, you whisper to yourself, I am capable of more than I fear. Affirmation 16 becomes your shield. I trust my strength to carry me through uncertainty. You take a breath, square your shoulders, and choose the path of ambition. The first step is heavy, but with each one, the storm's roar dulls and your light grows brighter. Months later, you look back. The decision wasn't perfect. There were stumbles, sleepless nights, and moments you nearly broke. But you didn't. You built something new, something yours. The lesson shines like a beacon. Fear is just a shadow cast by your own potential. When you stand as your own lighthouse, no storm can drown your purpose. The takeaway is clear. Your inner strength transforms fear into fuel for lasting change. Now imagine a different battle. It's early morning, and you sit at your kitchen table, a cup of coffee cold in your hands. You're staring at a calendar marked with red, missed goals, lost opportunities, a year of relentless setbacks. A job fell through, a relationship fractured, a dream you poured your soul into slipped through your fingers like sand. Each mark on that calendar feels like a scar, and the weight of it all presses down. Do you have the strength to keep going? The question isn't just in your mind, it's in your bones. You feel like a ship lost in fog, no shore in sight, no light to guide you. But wait, pause, look within. You are not adrift. You are the lighthouse itself, even when the storm obscures your own glow. You whisper affirmation 17 to yourself, I am rebuilding, stronger with every scar. You rise from that table, not because the pain is gone, but because you refuse to let it define you. You start small, writing one goal for the day, reaching out to one person for support, taking one step toward healing. Affirmation 18 becomes your compass. I choose to move forward, no matter the weight. Day by day, the fog begins to lift. You see it now. Those setbacks weren't endings. They were the raw stone from which you carve your resilience. A year later, you stand taller, not because life spared you, but because you endured. The calendar now holds green marks, small victories, hard-won progress. The lighthouse within you never faltered, even when you couldn't see it. The lesson burns bright. Transformation isn't born from ease, it's forged in the storm. Your persistence, fueled by these morning truths, turns every scar into a signal of strength. Let's step back and reflect. What does it mean to stand as your own beacon? It's not about ignoring the storm. It's about knowing that the storm cannot define you. Life will always bring waves of doubt, gusts of failure, and torrents of fear. But you, like a lighthouse carved from ancient stone, are built for this. Your light isn't borrowed. It's forged in the fires of every choice you've made, every fall you've risen from. Affirmation 19 cuts through the noise. I am my own guide, unshaken by the chaos. Say it, feel it. Let it anchor you when the world spins wild. Think about the nature of a lighthouse. It doesn't chase the ships. It stands firm, a constant in the turmoil, offering direction to those who seek it. So too must you stand for yourself. You don't need to outrun life's challenges or prove your worth to every passing gaze. Your power lies in consistency, in showing up each morning to speak these truths into existence. How often have you dimmed your light for fear of standing out? How many times have you silenced your own voice to avoid the wind's howl? No more. Affirmation 20 is your vow. I shine boldly, for I am enough. You are the signal others will see, the proof that transformation is not a fleeting spark, but a steady, enduring flame. This philosophy isn't abstract, it's your daily armor. When life's storms gather, remember that your light doesn't waver because of them. It shines brighter against their darkness. You are not a victim of circumstance, but a creator of change. Lasting transformation doesn't come from a single grand moment. It's built in the quiet, resolute choices you make each dawn. Stand firm. The storm is temporary. Your light is eternal. Consider this deeper truth. Every morning is a forge, and your affirmations are the hammer strikes that shape your will. You've carried burdens, decisions that felt like mountains, setbacks that felt like endless winters. But burdens are not chains. They are the raw iron of your strength. When you speak these final affirmations, you temper that iron into something unbreakable. Why do we falter? Because we forget that pain is not our captor. It's our teacher. Each struggle is a lesson in standing taller, shining brighter. Picture a lighthouse enduring centuries of storms. Its stone is weathered, scarred by wind and wave, yet it stands prouder for it. So too are you shaped by life's relentless tides. Affirmation 16 reminds you to trust your strength. Affirmation 17 rebuilds you with every scar. Affirmation 18 pushes you forward. Affirmation 19 makes you your own guide. And affirmation 20, I shine boldly for I am enough, is the capstone of your transformation. These are not just words. They are the blueprint of your unyielding spirit. How long will you wait to claim this power? The storm doesn't pause, but neither do you. Each morning, you stand at the forge of your own becoming, strike the hammer, shape your light. Now let's ground this in action. Transformation isn't a feeling, it's a practice. When you wake each morning, before the world's noise creeps in, carve out 5 minutes to stand as your own beacon. First, breathe deep. Feel the air fill your chest like wind steadying a lighthouse's flame. Then, speak affirmations 16 through 20 aloud. Even if your voice trembles, I trust my strength to carry me through uncertainty. I am rebuilding, stronger with every scar. I choose to move forward, no matter the weight. I am my own guide, unshaken by the chaos. I shine boldly, for I am enough. Let each word sink into your bones. If doubt stirs, write down one reason you believe in yourself. Just one. Pin it where you'll see it. Next, face one decision or challenge today with your lighthouse resolve. Whether it's a conversation you've avoided, a goal you've shelved, or a fear you've dodged, step toward it. Pause before reacting. Ask yourself, how would my strongest self handle this? Then act. Each small victory, each moment you choose to shine, builds the foundation of lasting change. If setbacks strike, don't flinch. Return to your morning ritual. Speak the words again. You're not starting over, you're reinforcing your light. Transformation is a daily build, brick by brick, beam by beam. Start now, your storm awaits, and so does your triumph. Here's another tool to solidify your resolve. Create a tangible anchor for your affirmations, a ritual that mirrors the lighthouse's steadfastness. Each morning, after speaking your truths, hold something in your hand. A small stone, a coin, a piece of jewelry. Let it represent your unyielding light. As you grip it, visualize yourself standing tall amidst the storm, your beam cutting through the darkness. Carry this object with you through the day. When fear or fatigue creeps in, touch it, feel its weight. Remind yourself, I am my own beacon. This isn't superstition, it's a physical cue to reclaim your power. Pair this with a nightly reflection. Before sleep, jot down one moment you stood firm, one choice where you shone despite the storm. Maybe you spoke up in a meeting, pushed through a tough workout, or simply didn't quit when you wanted to. Write it, see your progress. Then, set your anchor object by your bedside, ready for the next dawn. This cycle, morning affirmation, daily action, nightly reflection, turns your words into unshakable belief. Lasting transformation isn't a gift, it's a rhythm you build. Step into it. Let your light become your legacy. As we close this chapter of Standing as Your Own Beacon, let the truth settle deep. You are the lighthouse in your life's fiercest storms. Through the crossroads of fear and ambition, through the scars of a year's setbacks, you've learned to wield affirmations 16 through 20 as your unyielding light. You trust your strength, rebuild with every scar, choose to move forward, guide yourself through chaos, and shine boldly because you are enough. The takeaway is undeniable. Your inner strength transforms fear into fuel for lasting change. No tempest can dim what you've built each morning. You've forged a ritual, a resolve, a beacon that no darkness can extinguish. Now you carry this light forward. As we prepare to step into the next part of your journey, remember that transformation is not a destination, but a daily stand. Each dawn is your chance to rise, to shine, to act. Let the storm come. You are ready. Speak this truth as your mantra. Let it echo through your soul, and let it guide you into tomorrow's challenges. Stand firm. Your light is unstoppable.